Welcome back to another video. Today, it's kind of dark out, so we're not going to do much. If it'll focus. There it is. But, we are going to work on mounting the intercooler. And this little clip here, I'm just coming out here to size things up, but I wanted to put the front bumper at least where it somewhat needs to be, where it builds the wheel arch or completes the wheel arch on both sides. Cooper. I want to make a mark on the radiator where the top of the intercooler, so I want to get a general idea of where the intercooler is going to sit. So I'll stick this through here like so. That right there needs to be, around that area, because I want to line the center of this, like the center here, with the center of that, you know what I mean? So that'll give me a general basis of where that needs to sit. We'll go from there. Let's get this bumper back off. Good. Alright, I did a bunch of tweaking and lining up off camera. Well, I think that looks pretty good. Come up just here on that side. Tried to center it the best I could. I'm using this bar here, it's 2 inches to keep the 2-inch gap, which it looks like it's moved since I was out here last. Something. Something like that. But what I really want to talk about is I made these pieces here, because this intercooler only has one bolt hole. So I made this one to sit on this side, and then on this one it sits on the other side. So it'll kind of like counteract any like tweaking that could happen back and forth. But I also have my brackets. They sit they're gonna sit like that on both sides. Let's go ahead and get you guys set up and weld them on. Alright, let's take weight off. Alright. I like how this is turning out. Intercooler mounts are on. It's not going to impede if I ever take the radiator out. Really like how this is turning out. I made sure, like with the previous clips that you guys watched, the bumper shouldn't impede. I am worried about the brackets, but it should sit pretty center inside of here. But yeah, next we'll start tinkering on intercooler pipes. Alright, now that we got the intercooler, I'm working on the hot side right now. I'm going to use this coupler here. That's as far as I can get it. Wish I could get it on there more. But, and it won't pop off, I don't think. But I'm going to use a 90. I'll have to cut it down. I'm not good with TIG welding just yet, so I'm going to use more couplers than what I care to at the moment. But I wanted to show you guys a trick real quick that I did before. To get the bump, you could easily do a bead roller. But what I do, see how I created this bump here? I made this years ago. It's just a clamp with a washer welded to it, vice grips. What you do is you stick the washer in, like so. Line it up to your bump that you were making. Like so. You just squeeze it tight. And then just do that all the way around and you'll get a bead. But let's get this on and test fit it. I got it test fitted. This is what I got the pipe cleaned. This side I'm not going to be able to bevel, but it's so tight in that coupler. I don't think I'm going to have problems, but obviously I'll check it with a boost leak tester. If I could weld, I would weld a pipe from 45 to there. But I can't weld, so this is what I got to do for now. I'll practice and I'll eventually change this out. But 6 clamps on this one little intercooler pipe. But that's what I got. It'll go 90 through that little hole there and up. But let's get it installed. Alright. Alright, hot side is done. Goes up, in, into my little hole there. Very short intercooler piping. Now to start working on this side, I gotta cut this down just a little bit. I gotta cut a little bit out of here, a little bit more like I did that side originally. And then see how it goes. Keep you guys updated. Working on the cold side, I got a 3" to 2.5. Yes, it's blue. I might switch that one out to a blue, so it'll be blue and black couplers. But not really that worried about it. Whatever works, works. But this is the same kind of concept. This will sit just like that. But I gotta clean this pipe out. I don't know if you can tell, it's all dirty. Take it inside, wash it. Wash inside this coupler here. This is a new coupler I got today, this black one. But clean those. Let's see. Yeah, let's clean that one too. Let's get it on. There we go. Intercooler piping is done for now. I'm gonna eventually weld my own piping, but it goes down through there. I'm gonna put some vacuum lines slit down the side to go around. Goes in to the radiator or intercooler, out, up, and in. This is my makeshift. Now I made this the other day, but it's just temporary. I'm gonna order an actual pipe, but I want to make sure this thing runs good with the mass airflow sensor hooked up. I still gotta check for a few more vacuum leaks, but this is my temporary intake pipe. I taped it really good around the sensor to not create no, like it won't suck around that seal around there. Also, I don't know if you guys can see, I slit some vacuum line and to cover the edges to not hurt the sensor. But it's plugged in, my intercooler piping's in. I don't think there's any vacuum leaks, but I need to start it up tomorrow now that I got the intercooler piping done and bleed the coolant, see if the water pump works, see if I actually have to change it. I'm going to change it at some point, but I want to see if I have to. Check for coolant leaks, make sure it runs good, do the brakes, clutch, and install the drive shaft permanently, which you guys will see later on. Which at this point is actually, by the time I actually post this video, the drive shaft will actually be done and mounted. You guys will see that here in a little bit. But I'm really liking how this truck's turning out. I thought I'd get more people interested, but again, I don't post on social media and stuff like that too much. Maybe Facebook, but I don't have Instagram, stuff like that. Maybe I should have started that if I want to actually grow big. But please like, comment, and share. And in the next video, might be the first drive. We gotta do brakes and clutch. I got the stuff for my clutch line, or the clutch line from the slave cylinder to the master cylinder. I actually have that already. We're going to be installing that, doing brakes. Which brakes, it's just putting the lines back on and bleeding them. As long as it doesn't overheat, like the thermostat opens up and stuff like that, no unforeseen things, if it actually does run with the mass airflow sensor hooked up, I might be able to drive it next video. But yeah, stay tuned for that, and let's see how far we get. Thank you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.